Thank you for the time, Coach Bart Lujan. How you doing?
We're doing good.
You're one of the JacksonWink Academy's wrestling coaches and the Valley wrestling coach. So, first off, when did wrestling become a part of your life?
Wrestling became a part of my life, I guess I could say, when I was a little younger. In one essence, my uncles on my dad's side were wrestlers. So they used to mess around with me when I was a little kid. When it really broke through is I got in trouble quite a bit for fighting a lot in school. And one of the things they put me on a program where to get me straightened out a little bit was let's get him into wrestling and do a few other little things. And I didn't know what wrestling was, just the WWF stuff you see on TV really is the way I understood it. And one thing led to another, and I fell in love with it. And it really helped me out. I started in the end of my 6th grade year. I started wrestling and met quite a few good guys, which one of my best friends, Diego Roybal, one of those a champ through the junior circuits and stuff, and a few different people, Manny Garcia, and just got a lot of learning from them. My 8th grade year, I took the Maverick Nationals in Amarillo, and then through my high school career, I ended up 3rd my freshman year, 2nd my sophomore year, 1 my junior and senior year. Took 8th in the high school nationals in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Went to college, became a 2-time All-American, team national champion up there. And then I got in a motorcycle accident when I was transferring from a junior college to Cornell, and stuck me in a wheelchair for over a year.
Bart for about 8 years, and he is a very fun, interesting, great coach. I have a lot of funny stories about the guy, and been through a lot together. He's helped my wrestling, not just my wrestling career, but my MMA career, and I'm grateful to really have him in my life. It's a scramble style. Truly, especially for the lighter weights, it helps me. And I wrestled with him in high school. I didn't work with him for a few years, and then we started working together probably about 2 years ago, and I can say my wrestling has improved a lot in these last 2 years. He's a super passionate coach, and he'll do, if you need him for anything, if you're in trouble 2 in the morning, you can always call him. He's very reliable, just a good person, and I'm grateful to have him in my life and to call him a friend and mentor. He likes to break dance in the sauna, and it keeps the energy high, and especially for the last couple pounds, making 25 can be pretty difficult. And he knows how to keep the energy high and keep a smile on the face, and that can help out a lot.
Only God has the plan, you know. I guess maybe off on a little bit of a bad track at one moment. You know, they told me I was going to walk with hand braces the rest of my life. They said I had to get my feeling back in my leg. I have a surgery from my hip down to my leg, probably about 8 inches long or so, 6 to 8 inches. They had to re-put a metal bar and pins and stuff like that. And I just was determined that I was going to be back on my feet. You know, I wanted to compete again. I tried to, but it was a little hard. Then at that point, I ended up getting married and moving on with my life. Kind of walked away from coaching for a few years. Well, after that accident, I coached Valley High School, and I was one of the coaches there. We won our first district title. Took 4th in state, the highest Valley's ever placed that year back in 1994-95. And then I went to coach for Moriarty. I was a wrestling coach up there, and one of the coaches. And we broke records, 4 records for them up there. That first year I was there, we had an undefeated season in the duels. We had our first district title for them. We had our first state champion, Chuck Yancey. He was the first state champion for the school. And we took 3rd in state for the first state trophy. And then we continued the exact same thing the next year with 2 state champions. And then after that, I quit coaching due to personal reasons, and kind of went away for it for a while. And my wife, my kid's mother, we were going to a church, and she started a program where she was doing exercises, and she asked me if I would help, because it's like for women to do like women things, you know. And so I started babysitting at the church because they all had little kids. So I had a bunch of little boys, so I started teaching them how to break dance. And it started off with little dancing, break dancing. Next thing you know, I had the boys wrestling. Next thing you know, we started a little team out of the church called Destiny Boys. It was Destiny Church, so I called them the Destiny Boys. And one thing led to another. Next thing you know, my nephew goes to high school, and he joins wrestling. And I end up back at Valley with a real good friend of mine that I started wrestling in junior wrestling with, Gary Montoya. And he was the head wrestling coach there. And since that day, I have stayed with him as an assistant for quite a few years. And now, the last couple of years, I became the head coach.
It's been real. Not only that, but it's been fun at the same time, real challenging. I remember when I first got here, what attracted me to him was just, his wildness, his craziness, but at the same time he cares about the fighter, and he cares about the fighter being in shape, being in good condition. It's been challenging, but it's been great for me.
And what has it done for your fight camps?
Oh, for my fight camps is I don't get tired, which is the best part of a fight, because they say 85% of the fight is conditioning, and before I got here, my conditioning was one of my issues, and now it's one of my strengths. So I can give credit to Bart for the most part. But with Bart, it's been interesting, as well as I've been a sponge with him. I've worked out with plenty of other wrestling coaches, but with Bart's different to some extent. He's in your face. He gets there. He makes sure that you're in condition. He makes sure that you're on time. He doesn't play for the most part. He teaches you stuff that I've never really seen from any wrestling coach out there. Or I'm from Boston, and I just came out here, and I've never even seen things that I've been learning with Bart even in Boston, in my area. And it's been wonderful. I can't complain. He's one of a kind. I can't emphasize it enough. But Bart, man, he's in my opinion, he's one of the, if not the, wrestling coach out here in Albuquerque. And there's a lot of great coaches, great coaches, including here at Jackson's. All the coaches here, they work together. They get together and they come with game plans. It's been great. I couldn't ask for anything more. Relationship with Bart has been good, because Bart's one of those type of guys that he not only is he a wrestling coach, but he's a friend. He's a mentor. He tries to do whatever he can to make sure that the fighter is right, not only necessarily on the mat, but even in your personal life. He'll help you. He'll set goals with you. He'll help you try to reach them. Bart's the real deal. I don't care what anybody says, but he's the real deal.
At that point, my friend Manny Garcia, top wrestler in the state and in the world, matter of fact, a world champion. We had talked, and he asked me to coach the New Mexico All-Star National Team to go to the Disney Duels. We did that for 3 years. And one of the years, Joey Bracamonte and Demasio Page came in, and I guess they had heard about, I had the old school style of training, and they came in, they checked me out, they talked to me, and that's when I first met Demasio and them. And Joey Bracamonte told me, he goes, man, he goes, you're crazy, he goes, you're loco. He goes, I know Diego Sanchez. He says, you're the one that's going to bring him back. I was like, who the hell's Diego? And he wasn't even paying attention too much to the UFC stuff at all. One thing led to another. Diego came back from San Diego. At that time. He was with Coach Lenny. He was working out. I went a few times to meet him, wrestled with him. One thing led to another. He moved to my house in the mountains. He needed a place to stay. Next thing you know, we were working out at the house, and it was probably like 1 in the morning. We were just rolling and just having a great time. And Diego turned to me, and I'll never forget this day. He says, "Coach, I want to ask you a question." I go, "What's up?" He says, "Would you coach me?" I said, "Yeah, don't worry, I'll help you in any way I can." He goes, No. He goes, "I want you in the cage with me. I want you to be my coach." My heart melted, man, and here I am now. Here I am for about the last 6 years, coaching MMA fighters now. Joby wrestled for me, and then I'm now working with Joby Sanchez. Cody East picked me up. I got Angel Cabral, another heavyweight. Jonathan Ham, two-time national champion boxer, has now picked me up to help them. Andre Orlovsky, Diego Brandao has asked me, and just been great. It's little by little. I'm not the easiest coach here, so the guys that do come ask me, they know what they're getting themselves into because I do work hard.
I've been here around the gym for about 12 years, and I got all the support by my coach, JacksonWink, and then I got my total coach, like Bart. He's an amazing person as well, like as a coach. So I started to fall in love in his training. In the beginning, I was watching his trainings. This is crazy, and then I started to think, like 10 years ago, how I was training in Brazil is like war. So this is like, why not enjoy? This is another test for myself. So I started training with him. Now I started to practice a lot of Wesleys. I want to ampullate my game for my next fight next year, 2017 actually right now. But you guys know what you mean. But I want to keep in training hard as much as I can to make my goals. And I know Coach Bart he's coming for plus my game. Everybody know I can strike, I can do jiu-jitsu, kind of Wesley, but now I have a coach, real coach Wesley, and I got a very proud to have him on my side. We have a bunch of coaches here around, a lot of coaches, but Jim's busy, He's a 30 UFC fighters here, so we don't have a 30 coach, so I try to split it at the team, but I'm very proud of you to thank Coach for the opportunity, thank Great Jacks, Coach Wink, for the building the new Diego Brandao 2017. I'm back. Like I say, I never have a coach before, I always think Wesley's a Wesley, but now I'm starting learning the basically, the drilling. For me, like I said, I fell in love, so I was lucky to follow with him first time in his training, but I never have a coach before. Always I just do open mats. I always use my skill Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and judo throws and stuff to compete with the guys. And they always say, oh, you got a good Wesley. But in Brazil, you don't have Wesley. This is called judo and jiu-jitsu mixes. I don't know. This is kind of what I can explain to you guys, my background. But now I got to learn the corners, the little things about Wesley. So now I can see what's mean Wesley, jiu-jitsu, judo. So I want to make sure I learn all the three for make sure I be ready for mixed martial arts. Fight anywhere, anytime, whatever who's coming, try to take my morning way now. I think Friday life and train every day, diets make you so painy, like stress painy. So in Coach Bart, he's very funny, man. It's like when they think the attention they take from Coach from me, he's very funny, but when the time is coming, they very serious, He's the kind of coach yell you, start over. Because he's one of the thing coming perfect because he's champion and he's know how it is to go through that and you feel confident, So it's pretty crazy to tell you this for you guys, but I feel ready for this fight, I feel like I'm ready. I can wrestle, I can strike. Because nobody fights MMA, they like to take downs, Of course, they don't train. It's hard to keep you training every day wrestling. So that's why they try one takedown and guys out. So now you guys gonna see me doing 230 takedowns in this fight now, because before I was doing 10, 12, but right now I got a Wesley to do. So this is what I say about coach, man. He's coming for plus, and he's a very good coach and funny guy as well. So this is good because he's breaking intense, like when he's tense, like he's play around, make you smile a little bit, and then you come back to hard again. So this is very good. No, actually, I'm in Brazil. In Brazil we love dance. It's like if you dance, it's fun, make you happy, make you flexible, But I want to learn the style America dance, break dance. If I dance like that in Brazil, they're gonna think I'm Michael Jackson.
That's how I was trained. I was trained the old ways. My dad, there was 13 boys and 2 girls. My dad's family, so all my uncles, they all do construction. So I've been doing construction since I was little. So I believe in a pick, a wheelbarrow, and a shovel, get you in the best shape of your life. I know we do a lot of fancy things out there, and they have all these new technologies and this and that, but you can't beat the elements. You can't beat what's in front of you because it changes, and you got to change with it. And men do construction, concrete work, block work, plumbing, 8 to 10 hours a day. You gotta have that longevity muscle, not just explosive muscle. You gotta also have that longevity. You gotta be able to, when the elements are boiling hot at 100 degrees outside and you're in the sun's beating down on you, and you still gotta be working. You can't stop because the concrete's being poured. You got to push through that. And I believe that same mentality here in the wrestling or fighting or anything you do in life has to be, whatever elements are in front of you, you can't quit. You got to finish your win. I was a fighter, street fighter, growing up. Learned a few things growing up around Johnny Tapia and these guys, Fluffy and Wessel, and the Garcias, Mario Garcia, and these guys that kind of learned boxing and a little bit of kickboxing with them. And just with the old mentality of a street fighter, you know, I believe, like I tell these guys, we got to be a street fighter with technique, though. Because you're still fighting, it's still a street fight. Kicks, punches, maybe an eyeball poke here and there if the ref don't see it, and I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's still those things that still apply to this. Not boxing where it's just straight hands. Here it goes to the ground, it stands up. Everywhere he goes, it's got the street fighter style.
It's pretty good in a sense because he's always on me about what the right things to eat, and so you can always watch me. Because you don't get to eat. But when we're on the mat, he says, "You can't call me dad anymore. You gotta call me coach." Because on the mat, I'm your coach, and at home, I'll be your dad. I'll be like, "What is coach being mean to you today?" He said, "I'll treat you the same as I treat all of my wrestlers. That's why in this room, I'm your coach. I can't treat you special than anyone else." I think it's really good because I get to see all these great fighters like John Jones, Holly Holmes, just training over there. And then I get to even interact with some of them, and then they'll teach me some stuff. Like John Dodson, he wanted to teach me some wrestling and stuff. I
That's
see
your
that
style?
there's a uniqueness because there's some wrestling coaches here too. Like I'll see the difference between how they teach and how my dad teaches, and then I'll see. I've been to other wrestling practices too, and then I got to see like how other coaches train. I feel what makes his unique is that we get to be with other fighters, and then they'll teach us their ways too. And then he's more like funny, but he'll get serious if we're not doing something right, and if we don't sound off, he'll start practice all over again. I feel that he's a special coach because he's pretty funny, but yet he'll be on you. And,
Well, that's the most amazing thing. I think this is what I do the coaching for more than anything. I mean, it is a great passion for me. I love it. I love seeing any of these guys be successful. But for my son and my daughter are like the most amazing things I can do. It's fun watching them. You know, people ask how hard it is to be his dad and his coach. And it's been a little hard because I still have the dad in me, but I do separate them. I do not let them, even when my daughter's in practice, sitting there, she can't call me dad, she has to call me coach. They have to know what the different settings are to operate in those different areas, you know. So it's real fun, and I see them enjoying it. I see him enjoying it, it looks like, and he's a smart kid. They both love Jesus, and what else could I ask for? It's not too different. You know, everything's about position. My whole mentality of life, of coaching, is condition and position. If you're in good condition and you fight for position, you're ready to fight. You're ready to win a fight, or you're ready to win a match. It's all about being in good stance, which position's all about the stance. You know, not standing tall, not this, not that. You do those little things, and so there's really not much difference. Maybe in the stance of a fighter is a little bit higher, but you can't stand too tall. A wrestler's a little bit lower, but you still got a level change. Got to keep your elbows in and be in good position. So it's pretty balanced.
Bart Lujan, thank you for the time.
Thank you.